Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm just out here about to start a little chuck-it session with Leela. As you can see, I'm just in an empty field. So again, just keep in mind, be wary of where you're taking your dog out to play. Make sure, you have the space, you're not going to bother anybody. So yeah, I just got her chuck-it ball here. You can see she is ready to go. So I'm just going to talk about how I play chuck-it with her. It's not, just a crazy free-for-all. There are rules in the game. It is a bit windy out here, so I hope that you guys can hear me okay. So for the first couple rounds, I just throw it for her. I let her get out her initial wiggles, but throughout the game, you guys will see kind of some of the stuff I do with her. But yeah, just in the beginning I let her. Hi guys, sorry, it's just the next day because my phone died yesterday, so I thought I would just continue where I left off. So just getting ready to play some chuck-it with Leela. You can see she is very excited. Today's at least a little bit nicer, it's a little sunnier. But anyways, I just want to show you guys how I play chuck-it with her. There's just some rules, and I'll show you guys, some of her obedience. So I'll just throw the first one for her. Okay. And you can see there's some dogs over there, but they're pretty far. I'm just at this empty field that I like to go to. There's usually not much traffic here. Oh, it's a little bit muddy today. Okay. So usually I just like to let her run for the first few, just to get some initial energy out. So there's a couple rules in this game. Obviously, she comes back to me and outs it right away. But another thing is that if I throw it for her and I call her mid-throw, she has to come back to me. So basically her recall is non-negotiable. And this I wanted to talk about because this is basically, she's in drive right now. She's a very high drive Doberman. And when they're in drive, it's really hard for them to think properly. Like you can see, like she is just all about this ball. So because she's in such high drive, everything in her brain is a little bit more muffled. So it's a lot harder for her to focus and listen. So when you can recall your dog, even when they're in drive, you have solid recall. So I'm just going to let her have a couple throws and then I'll show you guys what I mean. Okay. Another thing is sometimes I'll have her down. I'll throw it and then I'll release her. So there's a few different ways I let her have the ball. Right now it's sort of just a free-for-all. She's bringing it back to me and I'm throwing it for her. And I just want to say, like, I am in an empty field. There's nobody here. There have been times where dogs have run up to me and I just put her in a down. And I kind of shoo that dog away. There's been times where it hasn't really worked. So I just tell the owner, we're not really playing, and they go away. But yeah, so I'm just going to throw this. It's a really nice day today. So I'm going to down her, and then I'll have her go for the ball. And I'll show you what I mean, how scatterbrained she is. Down. Down. Nope. There you go. So I just have her in a down. And then as soon as she looks at me, okay. And there she goes. So that takes a lot of impulse control. She really wants to go after that ball, and I'm basically telling her, hang tight. I'll let you go when I say. Oh my gosh, guys, the ground is so dirty. Down. You can see she is crawling out of her skin. I have to usually remind her, just what I'm doing. Down. Nope. Down. Good. Come. Good. Down. Okay. See, she is just Now she lost it, so she's gonna find it. I don't usually like to, she finds it pretty quickly. I don't like to go and help her. I like her to go find it on her own. Sometimes it takes a minute or two, but it just kind of builds her confidence that she did it on her own. So I'm gonna show you guys a recall mid-throw. Okay. Oh, she didn't go. Okay. So she actually just waited because she wasn't sure if I was gonna down her or not. So that's why you have to always change it up, because they are so good at predicting what we're gonna ask of them. You guys can see there's just a dog over there. They're playing fetch too, but they're far. I'm not worried about it. Okay, come. There you go. So I threw it. I said, come. Come. Good. And she came to me mid-throw. That was really hard for her. And now I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to let her go. So if you can recall your dog while they're in drive, guys, this is key, because this is what's gonna help you when your dog's going after a squirrel, you know, when it's doing something it shouldn't. And in those instances, when your dog is in drive, you have to remember, it's like, you know, I don't know, being drunk is the right thing, but I mean, she's just so amped up and so focused that in general, her mind is just, you know, blurrier. So for the dog to recall when it's not in drive is one thing. They're calm, they're thinking clearly. But when you can recall your dog when they're in drive, that's a solid recall. That's a dog you can take places and let off leash and know that no matter what, you have control. And that's the kind of control you need if you're going to think about letting your dog off leash. It's crucial, because if you don't have that kind of control, it's one thing if your dog recalls to you in your living room, in your backyard, you know, there's nothing really else going on. But when there's other fighting temptations around your dog and they recall to you, you're golden. That's the kind of training that, you know, you should you should be aiming for, because that's the kind of dog you can let take out anywhere. You know, no matter what. I know, and there have been times where she's seen a squirrel on our walk, and you know, in the younger, she wants to go after the squirrel, and you can see she's thinking about it, but she knows that there's consequences, you know, if she does that, so she doesn't do it. You know, so yeah, I mean, this kind of training, and you can see, guys, like I'm not using an e-collar on her. This is all just training. The e-collar is on her. It's just insurance. You know, if something were to go wrong, you know, I can remind her, hey, you're not supposed to be doing that. But she's at the point now where, like I said, I barely use it. She's just trained. I recalled her, she came, because in her mind, there is no other option. And she knows that if she comes, she's going to go get her ball. So there's no point of not listening, because all good things come from me. So I'll just do it again. Come! Come! See, so she kind of, it's hard for her. See, the ball went, she thought about it, but she came. Not as fast as I would like on the recall, but it's hard. I mean, she is mid-chase. Okay! And it's hard, but she comes. She's reliable, and that's what I want. So now she's just gonna go and find it. It's actually really good for her to search like that. It uses their nose, and it uses a lot of brain work. So yeah, these are just kind of, this is how I play chuck it with her. I don't, you know, recall her off every ball. I don't down her off every ball. You know, I throw in a couple here and there, but for the most part, you know, I'm just playing chuck it normally. I just do that to keep her on her toes, and so that she knows, and it just keeps her sharp. I want to make sure that her recall is sharp, so, you know, when I'm out with her, and like I showed in my last video, just walking on the streets or doing whatever I'm doing, she'll come to me without any questions. So yeah, guys, I mean, you can train your dog. There's so much controversial, you know, there's so much information when it comes to training your dog. But at the end of the day, you need to train your dog in a balanced manner. They need to, you know, there's positive, it's balanced. So, you know, she's been taught basically, you know, what doing the right thing gets her and what doing the wrong thing gets her. And you know, she's gonna be 4 this summer, and she just knows the rules. It's just normal for her, and that's how dogs live in the wild. There needs to be rules. You know, if there's no rules, they become unbalanced. They're not happy. They need to know that they have somebody to lead. So her, for instance, she's a middle of the pack kind of dog. So She's not a dog you'd find at the back of the pack, but she's not a leader naturally either. If she's put into a leadership role, she doesn't make the right decisions. She's reactive, she's quick to judge, but she's also not in the back. So she's not a dog who's just gonna, if you don't give her any rules, she'll just always make the right decision. So she is a middle of the pack dog. I had her, she had a temperament test done on her a couple of years ago. But yeah, it just means that, she's strong-willed enough to, okay. See, she wasn't sure if I'd let her go or not. She's strong-willed enough to, be defensive if needed, but she's not strong enough to be, top dog leader and make all the right decisions. So middle of the pack dog, and that's what she needs. Okay. She's getting tired. That's why she's stopping. She is a very, very high drive Doberman, but she's not high energy. I'll just touch base on that a bit. I'm just going to down her so she can relax a bit. Down. I watch out for her breathing, guys. Today it's a little bit warmer. It's about, 8 degrees. And she's so Dobermans are very sensitive to weather. So she doesn't like it when it's too cold or when it's too warm. Even weather like this, it's not too warm, but it takes them time to adjust when the seasons change. So because she's used to it being so cold, to her this feels like really warm weather. So that's something to think about. So Dobermans only have one coat. So they heat up quick and they get cold quick. So I'm always very cautious with her. Like, she's panting pretty heavy right now, so I'm just going to have her have a little rest break. And I'll talk about drive. So that's drive. Like, she will continue to run even though she's tired, and potentially get heat stroke, or pass out from exhaustion before she stops on her own free will. So that's drive. That's basically, that's why, these high drive dogs are the dogs that do protection work, police work. They need that drive to push them through uncomfortable situations, to push them through the tiredness. She's a very high drive Doberman, for like a family dog. My dog walker took her once to a police station and met with a bunch of other police dogs, and she had a higher drive than them. So she's a high drive Doberman. She does come from a family, like a breeder who breeds for pets and not like working. She's not a working line. She's a show line, which is like for a pet line. But she just happens to be, very high drive, probably higher drive than most other family pet Dobermans. But I just learned to kind of channel it. The good thing is that, she switches really easily. She's really easy to live with. In the home, she's really calm. But when I want, when it comes to playing and stuff, her drive is high. So that's the thing. So energy-wise, though, like a 15-20 minute check-in session, she'll sleep for the rest of the day. So she doesn't need a lot of this, but she does need this because her genetics, she wants to, tug, she wants to chase, she has a high prey drive. So her genetics tell her she wants something, but her energy, she's not high energy. She doesn't need to be, running for 3-4 hours a day. So don't be afraid that, if you get a Doberman, you have to like bike with them for 3 hours and do all these things. You just have to channel their energy in the right way and you'll have a happy dog. Probably later today we'll go on a little walk after this, probably half an hour. And then might do a 10-15 minute tug session before bed, and that's it. So she's not, a lot of work in terms of hours you have to play, but you just have to do it the right way. So if I just walked her, that wouldn't be enough. But the combination of, a nice structured walk, a good chuck-it session, a little tug, that combination is what makes her a happy, balanced dog. Okay. But again, you just have to be careful with how you do it. She has come close to heat stroke on me about 2 years ago. It was a warm day. It was actually about 10 degrees, 15 degrees. And it was May. It was like one of the first weekends. And it was a while ago, and I didn't really understand dangers of it yet. And it came to the point where, she was still running, but her breathing was so heavy. And her legs started to shake, and I was like, oh shit. And I learned a lot from that. So I took her quickly. You always want to make sure that, you put some cold water on the dog just around their body. Not freezing. You don't want freezing. You want to put some towels with water, cool water, not freezing, around their body and get their feet because they sweat through their feet so they can cool down the quickest that way. And I was just, I reacted quickly, and since then I'm just very, very aware of her body language and of heat stroke signs. So I recommend, these kind of sessions. And again, she's just very sensitive. My last dog, I played with him, Chuck It, and he could handle warm temperatures much better than her. Dobermans in general, they're just sensitive to temperatures a lot more because they only have the one coat, so they don't have the double coat which cools them off or keeps them warm like some of the other breeds like German Shepherds or Huskies. So a lot of people think that, Huskies aren't good in warm weather, but it's actually not true. They're more able to adapt, which is ironic. So yeah, this is kind of how I play Chuck It with her. I do this, I don't do it every day. I do it every second day, just because I don't want to put too much pressure. Like, she runs hard, so I'm just always, aware of her legs and her hips, and I don't want to, do strenuous everyday activity. So on the days that we don't do Chuck It, we'll go on a longer hike. Okay, we'll go on a longer hike, we'll play tug, we'll do other things. But she definitely needs this. So, like, if it's gone a few days and she hasn't played Chuck It, she's so dirty. Down. Just going down her. If it's gone a few days and she hasn't played Chuck It, she starts to get antsy. So that's the thing. Really, the drive needs to be, if you can meet your dog's demand in terms of what they were bred for. So if you can, do the things that they were bred for, you'll have a really happy dog. It's not about spending, hours exercising. It's about channeling their drive in the right way. And drive and energy, as I said, are very different. She's high drive, but, not high energy. So like I said, after this, she's going to be a sleepy girl. And that's really what I can ask for as a family pet. You don't want a dog who's running around your home all day long and making you crazy. You want a dog who chills out at home and can play when you want, right? That's the ideal dog. So yeah, I'm just going to end the video here, guys. I hope you found this interesting. Any questions, let me know. And if you could just like and subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. And yeah, I'm just really happy to be building a little community here. I think that Dobermans, are one of the misunderstood breeds out there. Dobermans, Pit Bulls, Rottweilers. Again, they're powerful dogs, but they need leadership. And I think that's the problem is a lot of, people don't give that right leadership. But to be honest, most of the nasty dogs I've met have been, small, little unruly dogs. So with the right leadership, you can have an amazing Doberman. Like I said, I have a 3-year-old, and she is phenomenal. She is gentler with the family than my lab was, in all honesty. My lab that I had used to have some resource guarding issues. Obviously, I didn't know what I know now. I learned a lot working with my trainer and having her. But I trust her 1,000%, with my daughter. Whereas with my lab, now that I'm thinking about it, it would have been more of I'd have to watch out more because, he did have some resource guarding, and, he had a little bit more dominance to him. With her, she's just such an amazing family dog. Like, it's really true. Dobermans are loyal to a T. Even actually, I went hiking. I took her hiking, and I brought her along with my 2 girlfriends last weekend, and it was my 2 friends, and one of them has a son that she brought. And I was even encouraging, my friend to play ball with her. And it was funny because my friend would throw the ball and she would bring the ball back to me, and then I would give the ball to my friend to throw again. So that's the kind of, Dobermans are really, a one person, one family type of breed. At least she is. Now, I'm not going to say there aren't social butterfly Dobermans. There are. But overall, their temperament is very loyal to their family and in their person. In general, I have heard, I can't say for sure, but I've heard that females tend to be more stuck to one person, and males tend to be more, can have more people in their circle. She's attached to me more than my husband, but it's because I do everything for her. I feed her, I play with her. My husband helps out, but I'm definitely, I do the training. So I'm her, like, the main caretaker. So that's why she is so attached to me. But it's just amazing. Like, you know, we go hiking and there's people on the trail. She just doesn't care. She doesn't care. She's neutral. And in all honesty, that is a social dog. A social dog is a dog who's neutral in their environment. You don't want a dog who's going to run up to every single other human, every other single dog. You want your dog to be, you know, loyal to you, but you want your dog to not be, you know, hyper fixated on other things. So she's really socially stable. It took a lot of work, but she is. You know, I can go hiking with her and she's just, you know, sniffing, doing things. She's not going to run up to people. She doesn't care about them. They're just like, you know, a tree to her in the environment. She doesn't care. And she always has her eyes on me, knows where I am. Okay. And yeah, just, you know, she's my first Doberman, and I can tell you that she's not my last. We'll definitely get another Doberman. We're thinking of getting maybe a male in a couple years. We'll see how it goes. But definitely not our last Doberman. I just love the breed. The hard work you put in definitely pays off. So yeah, hope you guys find this video helpful. Yeah, I'll do a lot more videos like this. Again, any comments you have, just let me know. And again, I love, you know, talking to you guys and connecting with you guys and just showing you the life, living a life with a Doberman, from like a normal life, you know, just family life. I'm not a professional trainer. I'm not, you know, a breeder or anything like that. I'm just a normal person with family and a Doberman. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.